What are your thoughts on the latest revelations and Donald Trump's tweet yesterday about the documents that he said would have exonerated him, and that's what they were really after?
First of all, Beck, how you doing? You all right?
I'm good. Oh, I'm great.
Yeah, it's hot down there, though, right?
It's a little warm. Yeah, a little warm. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So, look, I don't know what the government took. No one does. I don't know what Trump had. I don't know. So let me tell you something I do know. This is not going well for the Department of Justice. It's not going well. And the indicator on that is that Joe Biden has disappeared. He's gone. We don't know what he's doing. We know where he is, because you have to know where the president is. But for the past 2.5 weeks, Joe has not been around. No statements. You know, he signed a ridiculous inflation-reducing bill, which, of course, won't reduce inflation. I'm going to have on my radio program every day, I'm changing the name from the O'Reilly Update to I'm going to give you $1 million. Because you can say anything you want now, right? So my new radio program is I'm going to give you $1 million, even though it's not true.
Right. Well, how could the government stop you from doing it?
Yeah, if the federal government can say, we're going to reduce inflation by spending $500 billion, I can say my new radio show is I'm going to give you $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. It's so absurd, so crazy. So if the Justice Department had justification for this unbelievable raid, the highest profile criminal raid in the history of the United States. Do you realize that, Beck? There has never been a higher profile federal raid than this.
Well, because we've never done it to a president before. It doesn't. That's the number one job in the country.
That's right. Very good, Doug. This is the highest profile criminal raid ever. And they won't tell us what they're looking for, what the justification was.
So
they're fighting any kind of exposition to tell the folks why they did what they did.
So this according to Newsweek. The FBI collected all the documents that were government property, used concerns about classified documents to justify the raid, but agents were looking for Trump's personal stash containing the documents related to Russian collusion accusations against him, fearing that he would weaponize them, according to Newsweek. One former Trump official said he may have planned to use the documents to help in a presidential run in the coming term. Trump was particularly interested in matters related to the Russian hoax and the wrongdoings of the deep state. I think he felt, and I agree, that these facts are facts the American people need to know.
That's ridiculous. Newsweek is absurd. That's why it's out of business, and it doesn't have a magazine on the stands anymore. Donald Trump's attorneys have all of those things, okay? They have them in computers. All of the documents that show, and I'm sure there are thousands of them, corruption by the Justice Department in Russian collusion are in the hands of Donald Trump's attorneys. The FBI does not need to go in and grab paper so that Donald Trump doesn't know what he has in his basement. Are you following me here? It's a totally absurd premise. So Trump does have information that was compiled that will show the corruption of the FBI during Russian collusion. That exists. But it is in the hands of his attorneys. They have it. It's not like there's one piece of paper and, oh, give me that paper back. No, that's not how it works. And Newsweek doesn't know what it's doing. I think it's run by the Tuttle twins, I think, run it now. But it's just insane. You know, I'm sitting there going, I listen to all of these reports and I go, this is so crazy. I can't even imagine it.
Well, it's coming kind of from Donald Trump's camp.
No, but that's okay. Donald Trump's camp wants Americans to believe that this raid was designed to cover up X, Y, and Z. That's what Donald Trump's camp wants people to believe. So why wouldn't they put it out? So they have documents, they being the Donald Trump organization. He has them. So, now, to me, I don't know whether he's going to use them in a book or use them in a lawsuit. I don't know what he's going to do. Okay? But this raid by the FBI wasn't predicated on that. It was predicated on a fishing expedition tied to January 6th. That's why they did this. They were looking for any kind of documentation that Trump was involved with the planning and or encouraged the incursion into the Capitol. That's what this is all about, Beck.
All right, let me change topics to Liz Cheney. The headline today is, if not for Democratic voters, Cheney's loss would have been worse. So we know a lot of Democrats crossed over and voted for Liz Cheney. Was that just Liz Cheney? Is that just a cheap political trick, or is that a sign that the Democrats in Wyoming wouldn't mind somebody like Liz Cheney, who's a little more conservative, but against Donald Trump?
Look, Cheney lost by 40 points, 4-0. I've never seen a wax like that ever for an incumbent politician. Okay? So maybe 8 Democrats in Wyoming somewhere up around Cody crossed over and voted for Liz. Maybe she took them out to dinner. Maybe she bought them a snack. But the fact of the matter is, remember, an open primary, anybody can vote for anybody. So if the people of Wyoming thought that Liz Cheney was representing them in an effective way, she would have won. But they don't. Why? Very simple. She allied herself with Nancy Pelosi. The devil in Wyoming, Beck.
Yeah. All right. So let me change subject. Something Stu and I were talking about. Mitch McConnell is getting hammered by some conservatives because he said, "Look, the Senate, it's not a done deal." I don't think it is a done deal. I think I wouldn't count this out. I think you have to overwhelm the ballot box this fall to be able to have any kind of red wave, even in the House. Don't take this as a done deal. The polls are said to be tightening. Do you believe that's true? And do you believe that's because of people are for the Democrats, just not Joe Biden?
Number one, polls don't matter until late September, so these polls are foolish and everybody should ignore them. Number two, it's all about the candidates. So I don't think Oz is going to win in Pennsylvania, and that's a winnable race for Republicans there.
Yep.
That's a winnable race. But I don't think he's going to win.
And why is that? Donald Trump was betting that he was a guy that everybody knew, had name recognition on TV, people trusted him.
Yeah, but this is a skill set game, campaigning. And it doesn't look to me like he has a grasp of what people in Pennsylvania really are concerned about, because maybe he lives in New Jersey and that's why he doesn't have it. He's not going to win. So you take that off the board. I did see a poll, and again, I'm contradicting myself a little bit because the polls don't really matter now, where Vance in Ohio is now up. It surprised me because he's another bad candidate. Arizona, that's a real, oh boy, down there.
Why? You don't like Masters?
Kelly, I don't know him, but Kelly is a name, and a lot of sympathy attached to the attack on his wife. And with the women vote, that matters. And Gabby Giffords will be out campaigning. That's a tough one. I think Laxalt will win in Nevada. I think that New Hampshire could go to the Republicans. The guy up there looks like he has got a grasp on the live free or die state. It's all about retail politics, Beck. You know that. The convincing the people who might be skeptical of you that you are looking out for them. And, the national polling doesn't really matter. You've got to be a very, very good campaigner. Here in New York, we have a gubernatorial race, Kathy Hochul, perhaps the worst politician I have ever seen in my entire life. All right. She makes Cuomo look like Abraham Lincoln.
No, that is Abraham Lincoln is Liz Cheney. Get your
yeah, whatever, Liz. And Pop, she's going to take Stelter's place on CNN. By the way, Liz Cheney.
Oh yeah. If it's not there, she'll be on The View.
Nah, The View wouldn't take her, but CNN would. Anyway, so Zeldin, the congressman here where I am right now in Suffolk County, New York, is running against Hochul, 2-1 registration favoring the Democrats in New York. Zeldin has a chance because he's running on crime and taxes. And here in New York, it's just crazy. Everybody's crazed about the violent crime here.
Because you keep letting people go. I mean, these Soros people just keep letting people go.
Here's how bad it is. And this is in New York where you used to live. All you hear from liberal Democrats in New York is gun control. That's all you hear. Guns. Got to get them off. Confiscate everybody's guns. If you are a criminal caught with an illegal weapon on your person in New York City, they do not give you bail. You can go right out. You go into the station. They take your gun. They photograph you. They say, show up in 3 weeks, which you, of course, never will. And you walk out the door. So if you're real concerned about
Bill, it was
crime,
when I was there, it was 20 years prison, and everyone said automatic. Don't care who you are, you're caught with a gun that you don't have the license for, not an illegal gun. You don't have a concealed carry permit. Automatic jail. They don't even ask questions.
So much tougher. But now you have Hochul, the governor, going, guns. Got to ban them. Nobody can have them. But if you're an illegal criminal and you have a gun, we're not going to punish you. Okay, thanks. I can't give you a better, more stark example of corruption than that. So Zeldin's got a chance because you run a populist campaign. That's what you have to do here. I don't know Mitch McConnell. I don't know what he's doing. I never liked him. He killed Kate's Law single-handedly. You'll remember that.
Yep.
Almost had it done. He killed it. I don't have any respect for him. I hope that if the Republicans get the Senate, they boot him and put somebody in that was going to be looking out for the folks.